Hello again, everyone. Melth here, with more of my Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run. This time, tackling the fight against Thisobald Thorm. A fight many people apparently have quite a bit of trouble with. I'll show you my tactics for it that make it a breeze, though. As usual, details of my challenge run are in the YouTube video description, and watch out for spoilers throughout this run. Let's head on over to the Waning Moon, which is a quite big building over here. I would think you're probably meant, if you go on the Absolute Cultist path, to find this as one of the first places you go, and thereby get some information about the Shadow Curse if you're taking that path rather than finding out about it from the good guys. In any case, a very large, very cool building, great design, three-dimensional and many secret areas to explore. Kind of underused, much like the House of Healing, which again was a really cool 3D environment with just like basically nothing in it. In this case, there's one single boss fight with a few little zombies, and that's about it. So all the space kind of goes to waste. Bit of a shame there.
This must be a brewery.
Let's explore a little bit and find a few interesting odds and ends around here. Am I on the right floor for that, or do I need to go up or down one?
Must hide all manner of secrets.
Let's see. So over there, there's a zombie singing. This is another kind of comic relief type place in the Act 2, I would say, which there are, in my opinion, too many of. You know, it's important, of course, to have some levity in a dark area, but in fact, it seems like almost every area is full of moments of levity, and there's almost no moments of seriousness or horror in this shadow-cursed area. Here's, a bunch of goblins talking about doing atrocities to then be able to play bar games, because goblins can't do anything right. Let's see. There's a list of people who were banned from here, which is worth talking about. Where's that? Yeah, we'll find it sooner or later. Okay, let us head on down and meet the fellow in charge over there. Now, theoretically, I talk to these people over here, but I found that sometimes, for some reason, if I talk to them, he'll randomly attack, which I don't know why that is. But I probably won't risk it this time. You know what I could do? I could put on the Ring of Shapeshifters boon. I'll probably engage him in dialogue, not kill him that way, you can kill him in conversation, but just like engage him in dialogue, get some approval from Inthara that way, and then fight him after that. Let's head on over there and talk to Thisobald. Seems a little odd in character to walk up to this monster and just sit down at the bar as if this is an ordinary place with these fuming turquoise drinks. I don't even know what he's supposed to be. Like, his father seems to be Ketheric. We only hear of Ketheric having Melodia as a wife, and Melodia seemingly was not a weird centaur hippopotamus thing, but he has 4 legs. He's not just like a fat, 2-legged guy. He has 4 legs somehow. And the Shadow Curse doesn't seem to be mutagenic in that way, so I don't even know. It's like a cool design, but I feel like they didn't really maybe think it through out of character.
Go on! Cheers! Bottoms up! Go!
I think he's well voice acted too.
I've seen some grotesques in my time.
Remember this line. Some people, I think, wrongly think that Astarion was here before based on this book we'll find. I don't believe that's what that book is really trying to say. He seems to be surprised to meet this guy here. So we'll pick up the tankard, but we won't actually drink here
You can
yet.
see how the creature's skin barely holds it together. The bulge of its belly is on the cusp of bursting wide open.
Oh, gods. I do not want whatever's inside that guy all over me.
I don't think he does any real burst damage when he dies that way. Maybe I'm misremembering it.
Drink! Be drunk! You and I both! To our good health!
So I think you can get 1 approval by faking drinking, so I'll start off that way. Maybe throw on a guidance. I can do Cat's Grace, but I feel like that's probably overkill here. This is a series of skills you can use here. And it requires different attributes, so it's pretty interesting if you want to go through this and get information from him and then have him die in conversation. I, of course, won't actually do things that way. Wait, how does he even drink that way? And why does he drink that way? He has those pipes going into his mouth, right? I assume he drinks through those. Strange.
But such a small sip you take. Fear not. You soon quaff as I do.
So you go through several rounds here, basically, where you can tell him a story, then ask him a question. We get lore from him that we already have from several other different sources, so it's all pretty redundant and useless. But it's a decently well-designed moment if you happen to come here first. It's just you won't normally do that because this place is deep in the Shadow-Cursed lands.
A fable, a saga. Guide me.
Now, out of character, there are no consequences for any of these things, even though some of this should be dangerous to talk about. You know, like mentioning the Grove of Druids, we probably shouldn't mention that, or being aboard the Mind Flayer vessel, we probably shouldn't mention that because that would get around to the cult. But it's all harmless to say. But in character, we're going to try to be careful about what we say here. This one should be pretty harmless because they can't possibly know about Raphael or that we're working with him.
How we long for a feast. Feeling gorgeous.
Being undead, I don't know if he can even still eat properly. Presumably so, since he can drink somehow or other.
You ask, you drink.
So he kind of explains how this little conversation goes, basically.
Stone me.
And if you ever refuse at any point, he'll attack you, which is a bit harsh.
Father
Slightly sad story here. Isabel, I guess, must be so ashamed of him that she never mentions this brother.
never, only laughter. No, drink it deep.
So this time he actually will drink because I think we can only get approval from Minthara that way at this point. It won't be easy, but I do have inspiration I could spend on this. Let's throw out a resistance for that. Potion of gaseous form, how would that help? That would be weird. He's turned into a gas at the bar to then drink. Gonna be close. We did it, okay.
Your belly rumbles as the vile brew fills it.
It's surprisingly harmless stuff. I think it would just kill you, the way it looks. But I think all it does is give you disadvantage on the checks in this conversation, basically.
More stories.
He must have practiced for centuries to get so good at that.
Tell me of foes fell, villains vanquished, beasts bastard.
So I feel like we really should not mention this in character. This is not impressive to anyone. I mean, imps used to be pretty hardcore in some previous editions, but they're treated as being pretty trivial in this game now. This one should be impressive, but also sufficiently vague that we'd be okay saying it. Switch back to guidance here.
Molten, hot, heavy. We saw such a beast in my latrine.
Gross.
A fierce foe.
Alright. So, I think if we got him to drink one more time, he would then die, so we don't want that.
Question, make your query, and drink once more. Father. Father is Father. Eternal. Invincible. Forever.
I mean, didn't he already get killed once in your lifetime?
Another. Drink.
This would be too silly to actually ask in character, I think.
You will regret.
Alright. Wow, he broke the bar from all the way back there. Amazing telekinesis there. Okay, so let's have a look around here. Mostly we're fighting some zombies, which we really don't care that much about. But then, of course, there's also Thisobald over here. So the thing about him is that he's invincible to most kinds of damage. Because he has this numb status, which I think is a little bit silly. You know, being numb shouldn't prevent us from just carving him into little bits or just bursting his belly open, which would be lethal to him, as we find out if we go through conversation. But it makes him impervious to, for some reason, slashing, piercing, bludgeoning, and thunder of all random things. In any case, that's only a few of the game's types of damage, so if you have other types, you can destroy him that way. A lot of hit points, mediocre armor class, you know, sure, he's pretty sturdy, but what you're meant to do, I think, basically, is just go up and let him melee you, and then he'll blast you with a bunch of damage. And if he does it 3 times, then black out, and then be vulnerable. And then you can just destroy him pretty easily. But, like, you could do that, sure. Or you could just be ranged. And then you can kill him at will without him ever hurting you. Alright, so, let us get a hex going on him, I think.
All of them.
And then we'll try to soften up what zombies are nearest to us. There's that one there. We'll probably want to deal with him. Then there's the barman over there. I know there's like 2 more, right? Troubadour up above us. Patron over there. So I don't think we need to worry about the patron. Troubadour might be able to flank attack us if we're not careful. So basically I want to set up to get Ballista, kill him one of those, and have him blast away at Thisobald in the meanwhile. So we probably also want to have a star and get a kill on one of those so he can get an extra Bloodless Elixir attack too, with his main hand weapon, which is the Net Ermis, which does force damage, whereas his offhand will be comparatively weak, doing just regular damage, which the guy's immune to. All of which is to say we want to have other people soften up some of these zombies and whatever. Let's have you teleport over there and then just pummel that guy, I think. Your thunder damage would be ineffectual against Thisobald, and we don't want you meleeing him where he can retaliate, so you're on zombie killing duty. Or zombie softening up duty, as the case may be. Zombies are maybe immune to necrotic, but that's fine. Yeah. Thisobald is immune to their pierce, so it's reasonable to have them fight this guy instead.
Hungry for the slaughter.
Okay. So you would do 15, you do minimum 17 damage, so you'd almost certainly kill, no, minimum 18 damage. So yeah, you'd almost certainly kill that guy. It's probably fine to have you go ahead and do that. But let's soften up this guy maybe now, so that Astarion can kill that one, or something. Not a great start. How can we get people unblocked here? You know, let's have Shovel just get out of the way, first of all. He's not going to be too useful in this fight. She's not going to be. Whatever.
Fresh orders?
Minthara also won't be that useful here. She took a decent damage firebolt, but nothing too special. So let's have her fire away at that zombie, I think. Yeah, that is one lucky zombie, really.
I smell blood.
Okay, we'll have you blast that guy.
Flaming brew. This battle's taken a heated turn.
Have to be making silly puns there, I guess. Alright, dealt good damage to that one. Yeah, we can now have Astarion kill off that one with an offhand attack. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, get a little bit closer, I guess, Astarion.
Let's go.
So offhand that guy down. And now you are going to have an easy time hitting. Again, even if you don't do good force damage like I do here, it is pretty easy to just chip him down. Because he literally can't hurt you at range. Could shoot him again, but there's not that much point in it, because this main attack won't really do very much because all the pierce gets negated. So, let's have Ballista get to it now, I think. So Ballista, you've hexed him already. Now blast that zombie, and blast, you know, let's go with pushback. I'm going to knock him back further so it's an even harder time getting to us. Blast and blast. Missed. And I got, oh, that was terrible luck. I did minimum damage there, so I got the kill with Cold the Weak, and I missed him. So that was like the worst this turn could possibly go for me. But that'll still be fine.
Find a way forward.
I thirst.
What we're gonna do is throw out a spike growth, slow him down. He's immune to the damage, but it still slows him. That's what we want, just to keep him from getting to the elemental or whatever. And then you just run over that way, we'll be fine.
Ready for battle.
And you can fly over to here or whatever. And you're the one who needs to evac the most urgently. That should be fine. And we've got even more movement if we need it. Minthara, run over there.
Cut.
Astarion, I don't know if you could hide here. How can I check that conveniently?
No surrender.
Yeah, I'll just have you run over that way. Fine.
Dance macabre.
Could shoot the zombie up there and soften it up for next turn. Path is interrupted though. Yeah, I'm gonna just be lazy here. Let's just dash around. So I could shoot at like that zombie maybe. Perhaps I'll do that.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, not bad. And then we'll just back on up over here. Alright, so here he comes, slowed down. Yeah, good luck with that, man. He's not very fast to begin with. If I'd been able to push him back multiple times, he wouldn't even have a chance to get near us, but we had terrible, terrible luck with several things. You're not immune to spikes, so enjoy. Okay. So he was able to dash near us, which is unusual. So I could have a Raven blind him, but then he would hit with that reflux. Let's not have that happen.
Time to push my luck.
We'll probably instead want to go with just pushing him back off of them with a repelling blast, I think. After, of course, softening up a target over there so we get the extra action this time.
Unleash me.
Where's the nearest skeleton? There's one. No, not that one, apparently. Okay, skeleton. Shoot that guy. I could get closer, but I'm just trying to do things the quick and easy way here. Okay, so that gives us some extra attacks to push him back and do even more damage with. That's a normal range. Okay, I can fix that. I think. Jeez, not the best luck this fight, but that's fine.
Let me strike.
So we will singe him from up here. Pretty good. Does she have the ring that makes her do extra? Yes. Arcane Synergy, so then she'll, but that does physical damage, which he will negate. So we'll just have her shoot the zombie instead. Not bad.
Got it.
My victims await.
Now, can Astarion get that kill from down here in such a way that he can then finish off the Thisobald, or do we need to wait one more turn for that? Well, you could fly over there pretty easily and just chomp that zombie. Oh right, it's immune to that. I gave this Raven the Hag potion that gives it a bite attack, which is slightly stronger than its beak attack, which barely ever matters, but, you know, I did it just because it's a slight advantage for your familiar to have that, I guess.
Yes.
You could do a Ray of Frost on him is decent, if we need to fight a little bit longer. And maybe stand here and give that buff to, no, just go ahead and shoot that zombie.
Taking up position.
Can we poke it from down here? Yes, we can. Oh wait, it's immune to that. I'm being silly here. I forgot these zombies are immune to necrotic.
On your
Okay, and And let's have you shoot that one too. Getting to the point where Sardian could just finish it. I do have the elementals, but I'm thinking that I could maybe have them finish off a severely injured Thisobald. If we get to that point. We'll see.
Ready for battle.
27 damage. Yeah, that's guaranteed death if it hits, which is 99%. We'll go for that. Okay. So, I could do an undead slaying arrow on him, but I feel like even that's overkill. We really don't need that much to take this guy down. Not having the best luck with him. That's fine. Really not having the best luck with him. Okay.
A better position.
Fresh orders?
Well, he is immune to thunder damage. Having them blast him with that would be useless here. Let's just have the Dryad spike growth all over him. My cat is trying to get into some kind of cabinet or something. I can hear him thumping it. I need to take care of that after this.
Unleash me.
Want to wrap up this fight first, though. Alright, gonna just end this quickly. With his slowed speed, I don't think he can do very much to me, especially in the spike growth. Yeah, waste your turn on that by all means. Okay, we've got him this turn for sure.
Let's go.
Let's turn someone inside out.
Oh, he wasn't illuminated, so he didn't do the radiant damage there. That's fine. There we go. Well, Alyssa is dead wrong about that. We'll find out that he was cruel and awful in several respects. But in any case, let's cancel that spike growth before we blunder into it, and then I'm going to find out what in the world my cat was trying to do, and then continue this momentarily. Alright, I'm back. So,
Everything is clear.
let's see what we can loot from these zombies. As I recollect, there's not too much of note on his person or anything like that, just drinks and things like that. And a key that's not super useful. There are a lot of secret areas in here, but I don't remember that opening any of the important ones. I also don't recall any of the zombies having anything valuable on them, but you know, I'll check in case I've forgotten something. I think there's a magic item here called the Rat Bat that's like a little bit funny, but not that good. And there's a secret compartment that has, for some reason, the journal of the secret police informant we're trying to find for He Who Was for his quest. Oh, wait, there's a chest up there. Get back up there and grab that. Unimpressive. Okay. So there's the Rat Bat item, which, as I recollect, gives you advantage against beasts, which isn't really that good anymore, because we don't fight that many more beasts, and they're comparatively weak enemies for us now. Loose planks, that has Madeline's ledger, so we find out that she basically informed on some friends here to the secret police because they were really just kind of complaining in an unimportant way about Ketheric. Really obvious that they would be tortured and killed by the secret police, who do nothing but that. But she'll pretend that she didn't see that coming. So, here we go back into the secret cages and torture chamber and poison brewing area of Thisobald and find out that he was, in fact, quite cruel.
Come on, open up.
I should remember to put back on my ring of protection. These gloves seem like they'd be pretty good because, you know, dealing acid damage is pretty reliably doable with the caustic band ring. And noxious fumes, they might sound interesting, all they really do is just do a d4 acid damage and a slight AoE. The trouble is, it's not instant, it's at the start of their turn, and so that delay is not really worth it compared to just doing plus a d4 damage right now on every single hit. So, for that reason, I don't think I'll be using those. There's one more fight to do here, which is, not here, but nearby, which is the battle against Garangoth, one of the toughest fights in all of Act 2. I should make sure that I'm fully prepped for that. So here are Thisobald's research notes about poison. I think we get like a little minor quest type thing out of that, maybe.
Powerful venom extracted.
Purple worms are a classic D&D monster. Been around since the first edition. They've always kind of been most dangerous for swallowing people whole or things like that, but they also have a poison sting at the other end.
Procured several parts of a worm gullet, but rinsed one in error. The poison he brewed was noxious, but not fatal. He devoted months to formulating a deadly poison.
I don't know why you need to do any kind of difficult formulating. Purple worm venom is just pretty lethal as it is. Just use it.
Exhaustive experimentation, he was able to make a near-deadly extract from the glands. But to complete his poison...
So this will give us the Thisobald's brewed up belly glummer poison, which I don't remember really being all that special compared to things like carrion crawler extract that gives you paralysis. That's the one you really want.
And particularly redolent cadavers.
Nowadays, corpses I think are pretty common in this region, but I guess at the time they weren't. Anyway, we'll get a delivery of them buried near the gate toward Baldur's Gate.
Unfortunately, a deep...
But first we need to solve the puzzle here.
...darkens the final page, obscuring the parcel's destination.
What can we boost this with? Guidance sounds good. We've got a good chance to succeed it now.
Your mind separates the black from the blue, revealing the stash's location. You mark your map as a reminder. With the corpse rose petals the package contains, you might create Thisobald's purple worm poison.
Okay, we'll take this with us and sell them or whatever. We'll also find a journal indicating that he murdered someone in here, and they're back in that cage once we disarm that. Oh, stuffed into one of the barrels back in that cage, that is. Okay, disarm that. Let's go around and find that journal somewhere around here. A funny item, but not necessarily a good one. You can get drunk before battle by just, using various alcohol items, which are pretty common, but in battle, that's going to take actions or bonus actions that you don't really want to spend on that. Lolth's candle, again, is that alchemy ingredient that's kind of noteworthy in that whereas most alchemy extracts and the things they make are worth about 3.5 or 4 times as much as the initial ingredient, Lolth's candle makes malice, which is worth way less than the ingredients for some reason, so never make that if you intend to sell it. So, more of Thisobald's confessions of bad things that he's done, basically. Here I find out how the Masons got caught, and it's the most obvious possible thing. They just got drunk and blabbed all their secrets. So he was poisoning people's drinks, Malice was torturing people, and he revealed that he knew about that and things like that. And then he murders the person who would have spread the word about that. Yeah, the only one who I don't know how he's related to the others is Garen Goth. Malice seems to be Ketheric's uncle is the most likely interpretation. Thisobald, of course, is Ketheric's son. So is Garen Goth like an aunt? A sister? I just don't know. And I also don't really know. I mean, I guess Thisobald maybe just a bad apple from the start, basically. But I don't really know why, when Ketheric turned evil, his whole family was willing to follow him into Shar worship and things like that. Okay, so random odds and ends, and then in there is the person he murdered.
Oh my. Must be what's left of that would-be extortionist.
So just various alchemy ingredients and things like that in here. And I think that's it for this little secret passage area. I think other than that, we're just kind of going back out the way we came. So I want to find that ban list to read that off of people who are banned from here, and then we'll move on. I don't know what Garen Goth did, but maybe theft type thing. She's always on the take, seemingly. Now, some people seem to think that this means Astarion, because it's an unknown elf, pale skin. But as we saw, Astarion was, surprised and shocked at the guy's appearance. And furthermore, there's a more obvious candidate, I think, which is just that near here we meet He Who Was, an extremely pale elf who wanted to get a book out of this place and sent us to do that instead. And it is a little bit snide sometimes. So, if it's anyone, it's probably He Who Was, but honestly, I don't think it's actually meant to be anyone in particular. Definitely not Astarion. It's either just a generic elf in the past, or it's He Who Was. Now, there's an upstairs of this place, but again, there's really nothing in there. Maybe like a minor treasure or something like that. A sad waste of a cool 3D environment. That's one of the things that, you know, a computer game can do much better than tabletop D&D. It would be really, really hard, if not impossible, to make an environment like this with just mats and hex tiles and things like that. So, great to have a chance to play through one of these things and do fights on multiple levels or whatever. And we got some of that, especially back in Act 1, but we really don't get like any of it here in Act 2, unfortunately.
Guess you're not so useless.
No, never had that before, actually. Interesting. Okay, so let's go over there and retrieve the stash. Alchemy ingredients apparently untouched by the passage of 100 years. Maybe. Alright, we've got all of that. So next time we'll deal with He Who Was, and then I think Garangoth over at the Toll House. One of the most dangerous enemies in all of Baldur's Gate 3. In fact, perhaps the most dangerous enemy in all of Baldur's Gate 3. I've been putting off that fight as long as I can because I don't want to face it unprepared. It could certainly end a run like this. We'll pick up with that next time. Thank you for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Master Knight DH, Jackie, and Lino, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mom, Oliver, Andrew Curzon, Trubsy, Skill Rap, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Jost, Becca, Jack, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostia Nesterovich, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Marcin Bialik, Techno Waffle, Nebular, I Loop, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, Robin Mackey, Micken Balls, Stygian Flamey, Micah Marie, Christopher Allen, Stefan Van Zyl, Eddie, Wendy, Ali Kasamoglu, Lucas Riverola, Skylar Sauce, Nick Myers, Bethany James, Emp Ninjas, Prebin, Mango Jelly, and Chupaton. Have a great day, everyone.